Hey everyone, this is TV Girl from Voice of TV, reviewing Sons of Anarchy's latest episode, Season 5, Episode 4, Stolen Huffy. So, although nothing will top last week's brutal episode of the death of Opie, things didn't slow down at all this week. Do they ever in Sons of Anarchy? Like Kurt Sutter said, it's a soap opera, so something's always going to be happening. The show never has a chance to even take a breath. First of all, let's touch on these home invasions. Get that out of the way. If you haven't realized by now, I think it's quite clear that it's Greg the Peg, well, at least part of it, one of the newest Sam Crow guys. He's the one that has a prosthetic leg, and one of the men that broke into Gemma's house and beat up Unzer had a prosthetic leg. Also, when Clay mentioned the home invasions, the camera went straight to Greg. Coincidence? But even so, someone is probably behind it. I doubt Greg is doing this himself. Is it Clay undermining the club? There are a lot of theories out there. Nero and Jax go into business with Jax's stipulation that Nero can no longer see Gemma. Oof, Gemma's not going to like that. The respect between the two of them is still evident, Nero and Jax. And since Nero is one of my favorite characters at the moment, I'm interested to see where it's heading. You think he'll ever achieve his end game? You know, what did he say, of having a big farm? Probably not. Are there any happy endings here? Gemma, Wendy, Tara, Carla, I said last week that I was sick and tired of this kind of drama, especially when Wendy never stays around too long. I'll be upfront, okay? I'll be honest with you. I may be a little biased. I love the actress that plays Wendy, Drea De Matteo. If you didn't know, she played Adriana La Cerva in The Sopranos and is one of my favorite tragic television characters ever. I'm also a Sopranos-holic. That's not a word, but I am. So, the first thing I think when I see Tara and Wendy enters Tara's office with that bitch look on Tara's face is, Tara girl, if you say one bad thing to my girl, I will reach through the screen and strangle you myself. I'm not scared of you. Oh, look at me, joining in on the cat fight now. Well, I'm dressed for it, right? But really, I don't think I would like Tara regardless of my Wendy, Drea, Adriana obsession, whatever you want to call it. Her becoming the future Gemma has been too forceful since day one. I am sick and tired of how boring and flat Tara is, and I support Wendy in being able to see her own son. Wendy appears, and if it's true, to have her shit together in every way, and I think she has every right to see Abel if she's being honest. Plus, I think there's a much smaller chance that the baby will be kidnapped or held for ransom or murdered or something under Wendy's care. She isn't in a motorcycle gang. Oh, and if she really is clean, that's the opposite of Tara, who turns off the baby monitor so she can smoke a doob in peace. Please. Maybe it just stems from my love for Drea, and I'm blinded. Who knows? That doesn't happen very often, by the way. Very few actors have such a special place in my heart. So yes, I'm pro-Wendy and anti-Tara Jax. I'm sorry, don't hate me. I have a tendency to not like the main couple on television shows. Not always, but sometimes. Oh, and Tara's boring. Maggie Siff is beautiful and a great actress. Boring character. The girl fight scene was pretty fun, I will admit, but goofy. Man, Gemma is the expert at deflection, that's for sure. Love Katie Seagal, and I love her interactions with her son. Jax and Gemma definitely have great on-screen chemistry as mother and son. I also liked her run-in with Clay, although it was a bit sick that she had to hear the news about Opie from Clay. Come on, Jax, you should have told her. I love the chase scene with Jax and Chibs with Imogene against Lupe and Fiasco? Did I see that right in the captions? Good old Sam Crow fun. And what kind of request was that? A thumb and a tit of Imogene? Weird. Also, I have a feeling that we'll be seeing Imogene again, and Nero's guys aren't gonna like it, or something like that. It was really nice to see the return of Lila, and I hope she stays so we can see how she deals with the plight of having to take care of 3 children. Ugh. Wouldn't want to be in that position. Opie's funeral was dramatic. Very dramatic. And long. Very, very long. My series-long request for Sam Crow is never going to be fulfilled. I just have to accept it. My request is this. Stop with the cheesy music. This is a story about a motorcycle club. I have never been a fan of the music they've been choosing since the end of season 1. Whatever happened to songs like John the Revelator or House of the Rising Sun? Opie's death is extremely sad, and the show feels more empty without him, that's for sure, and it had an impact on me, yes. But I don't want to hear cheesy music like this, ever again. Okay, I will say that the lyrics were appropriate, and I give props to that, but I think with some better research, there could have been a much better fit for a song. On a good note, I really liked how Jax looked at the photo with him and Opie as children and buried that with Opie, almost like burying his own innocence. Nice symbolic touch. And at the very end, when Jax closed the door, it was almost like Jax was a new man. So who knows what we'll see from Jax next. So here's some overall unanswered questions. First of all, who called Vice about Diosa? I think it's pretty obvious that it wasn't Imogene. Maybe it's someone we don't know at all. A lot of people think that it's Carla. Carla already did call once when she really shouldn't have, so maybe she did this time, but why? Also, De Niro really sent away Imogene on a plane. From what I've seen so far in Sam Crow, people come back to haunt you. Home invasions, and why? Like I said, I think Greg is a no-brainer as being part of it, but why and backed by who? It looks like things heat up with Gemma and Nero next episode, and not in a good way. Is he really going to break it off? They were so great together. Bobby Simone and Peggy Bundy. Match made in heaven. I really do believe that Jax is going to get darker and darker, and I think that would be great for the show. Although he's holding off on violence for now, I think he has a dark path ahead of him, which I like because so far he hasn't really been so much of a morally ambiguous character. He's pretty much been a good guy, so for him to take a dark turn would be really refreshing. I mean, his best friend did just get bludgeoned to death, you know. And Sutter has said that the death of Opie will have a great effect on the remaining episodes this season. And I think I can safely assume that involves Jack somehow. Also, I'm going to be uploading a video that will be comparing Sons of Anarchy to Hamlet, because it's quite known that there are serious parallels between the two, and that was intentionally done by Kurt Sutter, the creator of Sons of Anarchy. So stay tuned for that. Well, I'd really like to hear your opinions, so please feel free to leave comments, opinions, predictions, and also check out my other Voice of TV reviews on Boardwalk Empire, Revolution, Homeland, Dexter, and more. Until next week, TV Girl from Voice of TV out.